Donald Trump has been warned about has come to pass. As of November 2024, Donald Trump has been reelected as the 47th president of the United States, and his inauguration is set for January 20th, 2025. This is not just a political victory for Trump. It is a seismic shift in the balance of power. Many of the same people who thought they were bringing Trump to his knees are now finding themselves scrambling to escape the inevitable blowback. Take, for example, Special Counsel Jack Smith, who upon learning of Trump's victory, miraculously and quickly found reason to dismiss the case the next day, citing legal technicalities and procedural hurdles. Consequently, Smith has also announced his intention to retire from the United States Attorney's Office, signaling his intent to quietly leave the stage before the full weight of political retaliation comes crashing down. Now, another notable figure, his name is Damian Williams. He's a U.S. attorney, and he gained notoriety from his prosecution of New York Mayor Eric Adams and other high-profile cases going way back, including the Sean Puffy Combs prosecution. Now, Williams is now willing to forego his promising career as a federal prosecutor. Clearly recognizing the storm that's brewing. I'm talking about hurricane-style storm. And with Eric Adams now aligning himself as a political ally of Donald Trump, Williams sees the writing on the wall and has decided it's time to get out the game. But what about Alvin Bragg and Fonnie Willis? These two prosecutors remain steadfast in their pursuit of Trump, while others are exiting the stage. They headed out the back door. These two people continue to hold on to the tiger's tail, seemingly unaware or perhaps unwilling to acknowledge the precariousness of their position. Their determination to stay the course risk not only their careers, but also their reputation as they stand on the brink of becoming political cannon fodder. Now, what could have been promising, or should I say, what could have been a great career, an illustrious career for both Bragg and Willis, now teetered on the edge of collapse. The Democrats who once championed them have largely gone silent, leaving them isolated as the tide shifts back to Trump's favor. They become symbols of overreach, pawns in a game they can no longer control. Today's broadcast, what we're going to do today is we're going to unpack how we arrived at this point, the power dynamics, the play, and the consequences of their decisions. And we will examine how the Democrats' short-sighted strategy has backfired and why these prosecutors are now trapped in a political quagmire. Now, what we're going to do here, I have a few videos, and I want you to understand what's going on. First thing, I want you to look at J.D. Vance. Shout out to my man, Jamal Smith. Thank you so much for being the second person to contribute to the super chat. Thank you so much. Check out J.D. Vance.
Clinton's failed presidential campaign. Is that
Listen,
correct?
fair use.
I was proud to be chief financial officer to the Clinton campaign.
Great. Chairman Gensler, is it also correct that your current enforcement director, Gerb Grewal, was most recently the Attorney General of New Jersey? A yes or no answer will suffice.
Mm-hmm.
He served his nation well, and he was Attorney General of New Jersey.
So just to recap, the Attorney General of New Jersey is the guy who refused to enforce immigration laws and cooperate with.
Now, just to establish what we're looking at, J.D. Vance is a senator. This is a Senate hearing, and this is one of Joe Biden's flunkies that he put in the Department of Justice. And he's asking them questions like, you're putting these people in office who got problems with Donald Trump. You're putting them in, you're part of the Department of Justice. You're supposed to be fair, balanced, and not have enemies and political enemies. But the people you put in charge all have a problem with Donald Trump. That's what he's saying. Listen to him. Keep in mind, J.D. Vance is a Yale-trained trial lawyer. So keep listening.
With ICE, he also launched, I believe, 8 separate investigations against Donald Trump during his time as Attorney General. Chairman Gensler, is it also correct that your recently hired General Counsel, Megan Barbera, was previously Deputy General Counsel under Nancy Pelosi and litigated 2 impeachment hearings against Donald Trump?
I believe she was Deputy General Counsel of the House of Representatives.
Great. So, and I'll also note that one of your senior enforcement counsels is married to Peter Strzok. The point here, Mr. Gensler, is that you seem to have a very troubling pattern of hiring at an impartial regulatory agency a lot of people who seem to have a vendetta against the former president. And I fear, and I
you hear that? You are hiring people that have a vendetta against Donald Trump. So getting them then to exercise lawfare against Donald Trump is not going to be a stretch. That's what he's saying. Keep listening.
Worry that is complicated.
Salute, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Simple Shit TV. I'm your host, Alvin Holden, also known as Project 8020, here with my brother, Broken Blade. What's up, Broken Blade? How are you doing, sir?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
Good. Broken Blade. Is it me? Are we just reduced to getting us out of jail?
Sadly, I gotta agree. This seems to be the biggest win we can seem to be able to celebrate.
Am I right? I'm not tripping, right? It's really it's borderline infuriating, bro. It's borderline infuriating, and I'm trying to figure out why we are so inclined to fall for the okie doke, the banana in the tailpipe. Real quick, before we get into it, man, shout out to Braxton. What's up? Shout out to Sheridan. What's going down? Yeah. Like, we can't get any legislation passed. We can't get any jobs programs. We can't get any obviously reparations. We can't get anything done, but except for getting the random person released from jail. I don't know. You know, it's funny. I wanted to kind of just take this a little bit of a different place, because it's funny because both sides are reacting differently, but both are acting improperly, in my honest opinion. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And what I mean by that is like, the real issue is that the FBI and the CIA have been framing black leaders, black people from the very beginning, especially ones that were leaders of a group or whatever.
Yeah.
And then this is the other thing, man. He commuted the federal charges, but he still got state charges. He's not getting out of jail. So it's like an empty gesture.
Yeah.
But people are over here like sucking Trump dick like he did something. And I'm like, yo, pass some legislation, bro. Like, I didn't even want to do this shit, but whoa, man, this is crazy. Here, Larry Hoover. Who's Larry Hoover? Notorious Chicago gang leader who co-founded the Gangster Disciples. 1973, convicted of deleting 19-year-old drug dealer William Pookie Young and sentenced to 150 to 200 years in an Illinois state prison. Huh. 97, convicted on federal. So in 97, convicted on federal charges of running criminal enterprise. This is from jail, by the way, including drug conspiracy, extortion, and money laundering. While incarcerated, he received 6 life sentences for federal crimes. How about some legislation that makes it so that this kind of stuff's not possible anymore? Right? Like, how about tearing apart the FBI? How about the people that railroaded him get brought to justice? How about that? Like, what are we? I'm so Gangster Disciples. Hoover co-founded the Gangster Disciples, in Chicago-based gang involved in drug trafficking and other criminal activities. The gang was estimated to have 30,000 members and spread to 35 states in the 1990s, according to the U.S. Department of. It's not like we can take any of that for real. Hoover was spent most of his adult life in prison. Did you know anybody in the Gangster Disciples, Broken Blade? Yeah, I didn't either. I mean, I guess maybe I was a little bit too young, but spent most of his adult life in prison, including significant prison and period in solitary confinement at the ADX Florence, the federal supermax prison in Colorado. He has made multiple attempts to appeal his sentence and seek early release, including under the First Step Act, which is another thing that Trump actually put in place. Mind you, this man is 70 years old now. May 2025, Trump commuted Hoover's federal sentence. However, this commutation only applies to his federal conviction, meaning he must still serve his state sentence for the 1973 deletion. So, again, it's crazy because all of these people that don't know anything about the law have jumped onto Twitter, jumped onto X, jumped onto YouTube talking about how this guy's coming home. Brother, he's not coming home. He's got state charges. Trump just got rid of his federal charges. He's got 200 years worth of state charges. He's not going anywhere. He's still staying in jail. All you fucking morons. Morons. Bro, it's so crazy. And then like people are like fighting on the internet over it. I'm like, this motherfucker ain't going nowhere anyway. He's staying right where he's at. Same draws he been wearing, same cell he been in, same shitty food he been eating. What? For nothing. And then people want to act like Trump did something for black people. Yo, start with the FBI. How about that? How about that? Start with the CIA. How about that? Poison in our water. How about that? Redline. How about that? 60% of people found to be falsely imprisoned are black men. How about that? Fix that fucking problem. What are we talking about, bro? I'm not yelling at you, dog. I'm just like, it's a circle jerk. I'm watching all these motherfuckers like fight each other and talk shit about each other and demean black people and demean black people and demean black people when the real fucking issue never gets talked about, never gets handled. And we're just hit with the propaganda, Gangster disciples, gangster disciples, gangster disciples. When honestly, you know what? I'm sorry, dog. I'm sorry. I just don't want to be, I'm so animated, but I'm like, what are we talking about? So I jump in here. I'm like, you know what? Let's ask Google. It's like, did the FBI set up Larry Hoover? He said, while there's no evidence that the FBI set up Larry Hoover in the sense of fabricating charges or evidence, the FBI was significantly involved in the investigation that led to his 1997 conviction on federal charges while he was already in prison for deletion. FBI involvement, joint investigation. The FBI, along with this Illinois Department of Corrections Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms Explosives, conducted a 17-year undercover investigation into Hoover's activities while incarcerated. 17 years undercover for somebody that's in jail already? Okay. All right. Wiretaps and evidence. The investigation used wiretaps and gathered evidence that Hoover was still running the gangster disciples and engaged in criminal activities such as drug trafficking, extortion, and money laundering from prison. Federal indictment. The evidence collected led to a federal indictment and subsequent conviction on charges related to to operating a criminal enterprise. Oh, there's that darn RICO thing again, huh? Criminal enterprise. No evidence of a setup. No claims of fabrication. There's no indication that the FBI fabricated evidence or coerced witnesses in Hoover's case. Focusing on existing criminal activity, the investigation focused on Hoover's alleged continued involvement in criminal activity while already serving a prison sentence. Funny how that works. In court, the evidence gathered through the wiretaps and other means was presented in court during the trial where Hoover was found guilty by a jury. Claims of rehabilitation. Hoover's team has argued that he's been rehabilitated, is no longer involved in criminal activity. Challenges to continued incarceration. They've also challenged that the fairness of keeping him in prison considered his age and health. The FBI played a key role investigating and prosecuting Larry Hoover for his continued criminal activities while in prison. While his defense team has argued for his release, there's no evidence to support the claim that the FBI set him up by fabricating charges or evidence. Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. So I say, you know what? Maybe they didn't frame him, but Google, let me know. Have they framed somebody in the past? Maybe. I don't know. Yes. Yes. Yeah. There absolutely has. well-documented history of the FBI engaging in actions that have led to the wrongful imprisonment and targeting of black men, particularly during the civil rights movement and in subsequent decades. These actions include surveillance, infiltration, and the dissemination of false information. Why can't we address this? I want to address this. Right? Like, how, like, okay. So we're doing business. I don't even want to put this on us because this is some despicable madness, right? I'm just trying to figure out how it's been proven time after time after time that these government entities have framed and imprisoned black men. The same organizations that are still working and moving around right now are still moving around and working around, and this is what they don't. And nobody has had to be held responsible for it. Where are our leaders? Congressional Black Caucus, NAACP. Where the fuck are you? Oh, you're just supposed to just let them continue to do this.
But what the protesters outside the door about Doge. But Maxine can't get old ass start asking questions about this.
Bro, I was looking at Twitter and I'm like, and you got people that are supposed to be educated. People that are supposed to be educated, people, and they're what? Oh, he's gonna come. I mean, they're on these it's like this knee-jerk reaction without doing a simple Google search and realizing that this guy's not going anywhere. He's got 200 years to serve total, which he's been in jail for shit. How long has he been in jail? He's been in jail for a good old long time now, since 73. So, COINTELPRO, FBI's counterintelligence program, active from 1956 to 1971, was a major initiative and targeted various groups, including civil rights activists, black nationalist organizations, and anti-war protesters. Does anybody believe that they stopped?
I'm glad you said it. I was thinking the same thing.
Right? Like, what are we talking about? Like, what are we talking about?
If anything.
Huh?
They just changed the name.
Hell yeah, they changed the name.
Like, see, it ended here.
What's that?
See, it ended here.
Yeah.
It's a different file. Like, fuck off.
Yeah. Black Panther Party, Black Panther Party, a revolutionary black group, revolutionary black rights group founded in 1966, was a significant target of COINTELPRO. The FBI used tactics to disrupt the party and incite violence between it and other groups, and ultimately dismantled it. Martin Luther King Jr., FBI under J. Edgar Hoover, subjected Martin Luther King Jr. to surveillance and attempted to discredit him due to his activism. So we got this Diddy thing happening, right? They're just dragging him all through the mud. How is it not the same thing? We keep falling for the same thing over and over and over again. And I'm just trying to figure out why we let it happen. Shout out to Sheridan. What did he say? He said, govern in Old Greek means stir or to guide. Yup. Menti in Latin means to mind. Yup. Government has never been our friend. Yup. So-called leaders who control opposition. Man, ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth? I mean, they could prove that they're not, but they don't. Fred Hampton, his assassination, the FBI's involvement in a 1969 raid on Fred Hampton's apartment in Chicago, where Hampton and other Black Panther Mark Clark were deleted, is a stark example of the FBI's actions against black activists. I believe they poisoned him that evening, or had him poisoned too at the same time. Framing and wrongful imprisonment, the FBI's tactics such as infiltration and fabrication of evidence have contributed to the wrongful imprisonment of black individuals. One notable case is Geronimo Pat, a Black Panther who was in prison for 27 years based on false testimony by an FBI informant. Like, fix this stuff. But they're bro, think about this for a second too, Broken Blade. Like, these dudes are still either they're dead or still in jail from back in this time. And I imagine that they've done pretty well making sure that there are no more black leaders. They've done a great job. I don't know. I don't even know any other men that would consider themselves leaders at this point, because the second you pop your head up, the FBI pop it off. Disruption of social movements. The FBI's actions during COINTELPRO significantly impacted the civil rights and Black Power movements, hindering their progress and creating distrust.
BLM.
What's that?
BLM.
Mm-hmm. Totally got circumvented. Completely changed from what it started as. And assassinated those young men.
Facts.
Like, again, right now. Like, right now. And good. I mean, you know what? And I hope whatever happens to Larry Hoover, it happens. I'm not knocking him. I'm just saying, like, it's crazy how people start feeling like they're losing the grip of black people, and then all of a sudden you release one from jail and all of a sudden black people are satisfied. Is that what we've been reduced to? Oh, just let one of them out of jail and they'll be all right. Like, really? Like, everybody's satisfied with that. You guys are all satisfied with that? You guys are all happy? That's it? That's all? No reparations, no anti-black hate crime bill, even though 80% of it is directed at us. And we get reported more for committing hate crimes, which is bullshit. What is going on, bro? Need for accountability. Yeah, you damn right need for accountability. There have been calls for greater transparency and accountability regarding FBI's actions in the past and ongoing concerns about its potential to target marginalized communities. But here's the thing, Broken Blade. Here's the thing. That's the way they want it to work. That's what the FBI is supposed to be doing. It's supposed to be knocking heads, right? It's supposed to be showing us who's boss. Like, I'm trying to, I wish there was more that we could, I don't know. I guess that's it. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's not anything, mistrust of law enforcement.
Gee, I wonder why.
While these historical examples illustrate the FBI's past involvement in targeting black individuals, it's important to recognize that the agency's actions and priorities have evolved over time. However, the historical context is essential for understanding the complex relationship between the FBI and the black community. Right. Like, and again, I don't want an apology. Yo, I want policy. I want policy. Make some changes. I want some changes, Broken Blade. Like, accountability. Who did it? Who planted evidence? Who did the assassination? Who organized it? Who's doing it now? that Diddy stuff's looking pretty sus. And even in that, bro, you know who busted his door down? It wasn't the FBI. It was Department of Homeland Security. See, their rules are different, Broken Blade. The rules are different when it's national security. You know, because if you have compromise on say political figures, then it's national security. You know what I'm saying? And your rules are different. You know, you're the threshold for warrants, what you can and cannot do. All that stuff is different. Different. You can come in with the heavier hardware. You know, you can keep stuff out of the public eye. You can hide it a little bit better. Right? Patriot Act. Right? So if somebody says, I want a freedom of information, I'm like, sorry, that's against national security. Against national security. Why is HHS raiding Diddy's house? Let's see. Is the FBI currently let's see, framing any just to see. Let's see here. Here, hold on. Even Google didn't want to answer that. Yeah. Funny how that works.
Indeed.
Is the FBI currently framing anyone? FBI won't hand over its surveillance records on this is an interesting essay. Let's see here. Because let's see. Today, the FBI honors Reverend Martin Luther King Jr.'s incredible career fighting for civil rights. While made good with good intentions, this January 16th, 2017, tweet from Twitter account on the FBI is nothing but ironic. During the 1950s and 60s, Martin Luther King Jr. rose to prominence in the civil rights movement. At the same time, he became the subject of mass surveillance operation by the FBI. These projects became collectively known as COINTELPRO. Derived from the counterintelligence programs, the FBI employed various resources against King, including but not limited to the use of undercover operatives, wiretapping, covert listening devices or bugs, forgery, and blackmail. COINTELPRO was a systematic effort to infiltrate and sabotage the endeavors of political organizations deemed threatening to national security. There's that word again. There is that word again, national security. Huh. Funny how that works. So you're telling me that a reverend, a churchgoer, a preacher, you're telling me a preacher
that spoke of nothing but a message of peace from day one.
Nothing but peace is somehow threatening national security. Is that what you're telling me? That's what they're telling me. That's what they're telling me. See, bro, here's my thing, Broken Blade, is that like it's like we're around here chasing our tails and the information is right here. Like you're chasing your tail and everybody's still chasing their tails. You know what I mean? And I can't, like, I personally don't operate that way. And it bothers me. Stuff bothers me. I can't, if I know something's up, I fix it.
Yeah.
You know, like I had a conversation earlier today about the, just like I said, if our country were full of people like me, everyone in the country was full of people like me, and I look up and on the news they say that $1 trillion is unaccounted for by the Defense Department, I will put everything down and I will have a seat and I will say, I'm not moving until someone explains to me where the money went. And the entire economy would shut the fuck down. Everything needs to stop. Everything needs to stop. You do not pass go until you explain.
$100
Punking you for it.
Yeah.
Punking you for it. I dare you to do something. Go against the IRS. See what happens. But I can't ask what the hell is going on. And then Trump throws out a little bit of, oh, Larry Hoover will commit his, all right. And then all of a sudden everybody's distracted. Brother, shout out to Cody Marshall. What's up, bro? How are you doing, sir? Let me just read some more of this bullshit. This is crazy, dog. This is unacceptable. I don't understand. I need more. They got to do better. COINTELPRO was a systematic effort to infiltrate and sabotage the endeavors of political organizations deemed threatening to national security. Today, COINTELPRO is a cautionary tale of the abuses of government surveillance powers. Nevertheless, there's another story to be told regarding the FBI's conduct towards African Americans with specific focus on King. Under the leadership of Director J. Edgar Hoover, the FBI sought to fabricate a negative public image of African American leaders such as King. Throughout the 1960s, the investigative strategies of the FBI became more radicalized, and it utilized a perpetuated false stereotypes of African Americans in order to spy on and vilify the civil rights movement and its leaders. COINTELPRO was not just an attempt to destabilize civil rights movement, it was also a larger effort to criminalize King by portraying him as the stereotypes he fought to disprove. The threat of the civil rights movement as an extremist revolutionary operation prompted more expansive aims for FBI surveillance. On October 25th, 1967, Director Hoover dispatched the special agents in charge of 24 FBI field offices. Hoover's memorandum signified a drastic transformation in the goals of intelligence activities, from safeguarding national security to procuring information for a smear campaign. The purpose of his new counterintelligence endeavor is to expose, disrupt, discredit, or otherwise neutralize the activities of Black nationalists, hate-type organizations and groupings, their leadership, spokesmen, membership, and supporters, and to counter their propensity for violence and civil disorder. Hoover's language insinuated that these factions of African Americans were inherently criminalistic and violence prone. Hoover continued to make racist insinuations about African Americans as he laid out the objectives. Many individuals currently active in the Black nationalist organizations have backgrounds of immorality, subversive activity, and criminal records. Through your investigation, you should endeavor to establish their unsavory backgrounds. King's SCLC is not referred to a civil rights organization, but one of the revolutionary or militant groups hoping to incite violence. The memorandum is a denigrating view of African Americans and civil rights movement. While only the SCLC is mentioned in the August 1967 memorandum, in March 1968 communication referenced King by name, speaking of the need to prevent the rise of the Messiah who could unify and electrify the militant Black nationalist movement. Hoover cautions that King is a very real contender for this position, and should he abandon his supposed obedience to white liberal doctrines, nonviolence, and embrace Black nationalism, Director Hoover forebode the danger of militant African Americans and urged for comprehensive means of intelligence gathering.
That does make sense in context to his last interview before he was assassinated.
And we're supposed to get excited about them letting Larry Hoover, like what? Like what? Like what? Like, how about we start here? How about we start here? I mean, look, I gotta be real, dog. I gotta be real. It's when you hear that they thought of Martin Luther King as this kind of a threat, you say like, you're just being hyperbolic. That's you mean Black Messiah. But then you see the reaction of like, I remember that the Black Israelites, they were marching through New York, right? And they were getting their chant on and marching together. And I could see it visibly made non-melanated people uncomfortable. Like it visibly made them, like it, you know, as much as we try to, as much as they say what they say and do what they do, at the end of the day, it's always them kind of coming around us involved in our stuff, right? Like you can't really deny it
At all.
right? It's like they're always, what are y'all doing over here? Where are you going? What are you doing? Where are you going? What are you doing? Where should you be over here? Who told you should be over here? Where'd you get? Who are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? You should, what are you, you're not supposed to be here. Show me your papers. Where's your ID? Give me your, who bought this car? Who bought this car for you? Who gave you this? This isn't your property. You don't live in this neighborhood. Why are you over here? You see what I'm saying? Like it's this constant, like they're constantly trying to corral and tell us where to go and move us into, and then want to get upset when we react. You know what I mean? And I'm bro, and it sucks. I wasn't even trying to do this today, but it's like every time and this came to me not that long ago, I started thinking about it. Because people were like, why are you always talking about race? Why are you always talking about race? Why are you always talking about race? I started thinking about it, and I'm like, I would prefer not to.
Same reason they always killing us.
Huh?
Same reason they always killing us.
Bro, they keep reminding me. Like, it's so crazy. I'm like, so I really started thinking about it, and I'm like, why am I always talking about it? Am I just talking about? Is it me, or is it is it me talking about? Like, is it me? Is it what's going on? But then every time it's they're always telling me about my color. they're always mentioning my color to me. They're always pointing out my color to me.
And also, as an aside, a symptom of the system. And I think every black man that in this space dealt with, have you questioning shit you should not have to question.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I just, and again, man, my whole issue is just that this late Larry Hoover stuff is like, bro, did you see here? Hold on. Let's look at this Twitter. It is so crazy to me. Shout out to Cody Marshall. Cody Marshall said something. He said the goal is to keep us in a certain position. I agree. Yeah. Yeah. It just is really not a whole lot of ways around it for real. Shout out to Cody Marshall. It's just infuriating. Infuriating. The shenanigans. It's out of control. Out of, and like, let's see. Like, so I just like this is like Larry Hoover. All right, let's do a refresh and see if there's anything different. Let's hear what this dude's got to say.
Continues to do what Biden couldn't. He just freed Larry Hoover. God damn it.
But he's not free, though. You see what I'm saying, Broken Blade? He's not free. You ignorant asshole. Not free. Commuted his sentence, his federal charges, not the state ones. Ignorant.
Trump just commuted the sentence of Larry Hoover. I told y'all, Trump won the culture war.
Go ahead. Yeah. Go ahead.
And of all people, we're going to be celebrating free. Why a fucking gang leader?
Thank you, Broken Blade. Same with the George Floyd. Like, how about all the other ones? There's a lot of them. We got a lot to choose from, Broken Blade. We got a lot of black men. How about any of the 60% that end up getting railroaded? Like, what about those guys? How about we raise some money for those guys that spent 16, 17, 20, 30 years behind bars under false pretenses? How about that? Do some of that. Give those guys reparations. How do you get back 16, 20, 30 years of your life? How do you get that back? And I'm not saying nothing about like again, it's not just Larry. It's just that everybody is running around like this is like a thing. And it's like, well, what are you excited about for real? Let's let him rock. This is so stupid.
And he does what Biden could never. Biden had the opportunity to do this. He didn't do it. Donald Trump is such a racist that he just freed Larry Hoover.
Broken Blade. Is he more racist because is he less racist because he released Larry Hoover? Or is he less racist because he released Larry Hoover in order to distract all the black people from the actual bad stuff that's going on?
That's a good question.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I don't think he's racist. I just think that he's an opportunist.
Yeah.
And if he can just shut all the black people up, if he just lets one of them out of jail and get half of them to think that he's on their side, then why wouldn't you? And I'm not knocking Donald Trump. What I'm doing is I'm knocking all these people that are acting like it's a big deal. Right? And like, what, did Stephen Miller get in Trump's ear and be like, hey, if you want the blacks to like you, you got to let one of them out of jail every once in a while? Like, is that the strategy? Like, are we really falling for the okie doke like that? Are we really falling for the okie doke like that? Just let one or two of us out of jail and everything is cool. Fuck me, man. Jesus Christ. I'm sorry, bro.
Yeah,
Donald Trump is such a racist.
Go ahead.
Nothing new under the sun. You keep the majority of these slaves crashing out. So a couple, see, you can buy your freedom if you work hard enough.
Work hard enough. Who cares how you got there in the first place? It wasn't a government organization that framed you in the first place. It wasn't a government organization that stomped all over your civil rights, bugged your house, sent prostitutes at you, framed you, lost evidence, planted evidence. To hell with all of that. None of that stuff matters. Holy Jesus. I'm sorry, man. I know I'm animated today. This burns me up, dog. This makes me so, like, this really pisses me off.
That he just freed Larry Hoover. Now, I want you to think about that for a second. Would a racist Nazi white man really free Larry Hoover?
Yes. He didn't free him. He's still in jail. He commuted a sentence that was never going to get served in the first place. It was running concurrent with these. Or I don't know if you know if it was concurrent. Was he supposed to serve the 200 years first and then go serve the federal charges? Bro, they put these charges on him in 1997. He went in 73. So he went in 73, serving 200 years on what looks like one deletion, which he may or may not have done. I don't know. Like, right? Like, I at this stage, how could we don't know. We don't know if he actually committed those. Shit, we don't know if he was really committing crimes. The fact that everybody just assumes that this gang leader was actually out doing dirt, bro, bro, all the way up until relatively recently, everybody thought Martin Luther King was like slanging dick everywhere. Cheating on his wife. When his own wife was like, nah, he wasn't doing all that. His own wife was like, nah, he wasn't doing all that. But you will let these bald-headed, wide-back bitches around here, you say Martin Luther King, and you'll be like, he cheated on his wife anyway. He was slanging dick everywhere. And this guy thinks he's saying something.
If he's a racist?
And again, I don't care if he's a racist or not. I don't care. I really don't. It's what do you do? Regardless of whether you're a racist or not, like you just letting a couple black people that probably shouldn't have been in jail in the first place out of jail or commuting their sentences, which isn't going to actually get them out of jail, but it's just going to put but you see what I'm saying? It's still a manipulation at the end of the day. Holy sh.
And if you don't understand the significance of this, the young black youth in Chicago have no mentorship, nobody correcting them. They have no older homies to guide them. We know what fatherless households means. We have all the statistics. The number one predictor of a criminal is a fatherless household.
That's true.
Okay, we can't necessarily get fathers in all these houses, but what can we do? Bring home some of these OGs that got 200 years in jail.
An alleged gang leader.
Yeah, alleged.
Again, like I said, bro, I don't know. I don't know. I don't really care that much. To me, that part of it is irrelevant at this point. It's that there's no real substantive activity being done for us for real. Like what? Like where is the legislation that keeps the FBI from doing this kind of stuff? Where is the legislation that keeps that gets all the young black men that have been railroaded, aka I don't know, Tory Lanez, Diddy right now, Young Thug. I mean, look, maybe these guys do drugs. Maybe these guys have weird sexual habits. Oh, maybe. Like maybe. But it's just okay for you. But you could just lock us up, and it's like, oh well, you're gonna have to just worm your way out of that. You know, like worm your way out. Go ahead. So the B-Dub's always saying some liberal, liable information. I mean, again, you know, the lovely ladies are the right hand of white supremacy. So, you know, right hand, left hand, I don't know, right hand. They are. They are. Huh?
I'd say left hand.
Left hand, that's fine. Left
Right
hand.
hand is these government bodies.
Yeah, I can see that. Shout out to Cody. My bad.
The right hand is usually the upfront presence. The left hand is the
sneaky one.
Yeah.
The subversive one. The one you don't see coming.
Yes.
The one you don't see coming. I'm tired of hearing this young man's voice. I apologize, brother. This is I like this, yeah. Cause I'm gonna cut Medicare and Medicaid and stuff that help them, but I'm gonna send them Larry Hoover so they look past it. Yeah, banana in the tailpipe.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. It's banana in the tailpipe. I will say this too. Real quick. Can I talk about this real fast? This Drewski thing? Can I talk about this real fast? This Drewski thing? I believe that these guys are so far removed from, you know, overt racism that they think this shit is funny.
Facts.
You wearing whiteface will invite white people to wear blackface. Changing the color of, like, actually putting on a mask to pretend to be a white person is out of pocket. It's out of pocket.
Yeah.
It's out of pocket. Because how soon do you think it'll be before somebody thinks it's funny? Because everybody, they do it on almost every Halloween, every whatever. Someone thinks it's funny and they go on ahead and they wear blackface and they end up getting themselves fired or getting in a fight or whatever. They find out real quick that was probably a bad idea. And this asshole, I'm not into this. What's up, Solo Dolo? How you doing, bro? What's going down?
Absolutely.
Let's see. What did Brian say? My question is, what did he say? It was more of a third white supremacy or black feminist supremacy or both. I don't know. I think that's the two wings of the same bird. They work hand in hand. They're on the same body, in my honest opinion.
Yeah, but at least we know about the feminists now.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, shout out to MC Recovery and Relapse. What's up, bro? This is fool. You be working, boy. Shout out to you. Good to see you, bro. I mean, that's a really good question, Braxton, though, for real. But I just think it's the same. It's like two wings of the same bird. It's two wings of the same bird, in my honest opinion. So I can't tell the difference between the two at this point. You know what I'm saying? But that's just me. Where is, where'd that go? Oh, where'd that go? Yeah, I don't like this.
I'm chilling. I'm posted up. I'm posted up, bro. Y'all boy come shop, man. I ain't on shit.
So when we wonder why the stereotypes don't go anywhere, when we wonder why the stereotypes don't go anywhere, we're doing it ourselves. We're helping to push the narrative. We're doing it too. Yes, us. We're doing it too. Like, who is like, and is Drewski an FBI? Is FBI? Is this fool? Is he an immigrant? Is Drewski an immigrant?
He probably is.
I would assume so, because I just don't see a foundation. I just don't see us doing stuff like this. Not anytime. Because this shit ain't funny, bro. This message is not funny. Shout out to Dre. What's up, bro? How you doing? He said Philip Scott did a live on an ex-CIA director making black skins so that he can impersonate some white supremacists that may have used it to delete black people in Chicago. I believe that. Have you seen these masks that they're making now that you can see right through them? That's got like facial expressions and everything on them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they're good, Broken Blade. Like if you were to just like walk past somebody like in a hurry, you know what I'm saying, and just like see them on the path, you wouldn't be able to tell. You would not be able to tell. And I'm wondering how long they've been doing this. Like, I don't know. I get the feeling that they've been doing it a hell of a lot longer than we think. Like this has been going on since the 60s. And shout out to Dre, bro. Thank you so much, bro. Really, truly appreciate you. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us on it's Friday, right? Friday afternoon, Friday evening. Shout out to shout out to Dre. Suspected tether.
Almost certain of it. Last name Desbaudet.
Oh yeah, that sounds French.
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
Yeah, that's French. That sounds French. All right. That sounds so. That's what. That's the most likely Haitian or something, or whatever. That sounds about right. What does Solo Dolo say? Apple said a woman thought a woman was on her son and was turned on for a crime that Brad committed. Oh, we just assume. We just assume that we did it. It's weird. It's not weird, but it's like parents. Even what happened? The Central Park 5, right? Central Park 5. Those parents hammered those kids. They got those confessions from not only the parents helped do it. Like why? I mean, I get it. Is the default, you know, again, it was so crazy. Like I saw the other day, it was a woman that was having an interaction with the police, and they were being a lot nicer to her. They were being a lot nicer to her than they probably should have been. And they were trying to get her out the way, and she was all riled up, and they were trying to get her out the way. And you know what I'm talking about when they're yelling and screaming and pushing and calling the cops names and doing all that stuff. When you know if it was one of us, we'd have been choked out a long time ago. This woman kept it on. And sure enough, she hauled off and punched the cop. Cop snatched her up, hemmed her up, started putting the cuffs on. She starts crying and she looked surprised. Like she was genuinely shocked. I was like, oh, she really didn't think that she was going to go to jail. Like she really didn't think that she was going to get the cuffs, even after she punched a police officer. I mean, and what is that? What if that's not entitlement? I don't know what is. Now I'm curious to hear what Drewski here has to say, because I just want to see if what he actually says out of his white face.
Straight up, man.
Tell him up.
Jet right here, man.
Tell him
I'm
up.
ready to jet right here, man. You know
See, I grew up with my grandma.
Yeah.
See, folks always tell me like, you a white boy, you can't be doing all that. I grew up on that side.
On that side, yeah.
But I was raised by these folks. I grew up with white folks, but I was raised in the dope hole.
In the dope hole, man.
I was raised.
Yeah, turn it up. Yeah.
Yeah, I wish that was up. You know how much damage one ignorant Negro can do.
Man. It should be put up in gold letters. It should be put up in gold letters. And shout out to MC Recovery Relapse. He said Kevin Gates. I feel you, MC. I gotta say it like this though. I'm not laughing anymore, bro. I'm realizing that while we're over here yucking it up, these non-melanated people with all the power and the money and all the resources are like, look at these dumb monkeys over here. All you got to do is throw some change on the ground over there and then they'll keep themselves occupied. Let's hurry up and get to Mars real quick, but before this bitch blows up. Look, while they're distracted, let's go ahead and get the hell up off this rock. Look, we're going to strip all that money away and take everything they got and get out of here before they realize what happened. It's a cold game, bro. It's a cold game. It's a cold game. Let's see what this knucklehead says.
Yo, man. I witnessed it with my own eye, man. For real, man. Changing diaper, man. Walking around with pull-ups.
I think about another lane. Another, gotta, you know what I'm saying? I saw this thing. Another. I know what you mean by that. I ain't said though.
You niggas in trouble. You niggas in trouble. You niggas in trouble. You niggas in trouble.
It's my hood.
Shout out to MC Recovery. Good to see you, brother. For those of you that aren't, I think his channel's bigger than ours now. Hold on. He might be bigger. I haven't checked your numbers lately, bro. Ski, but you've been putting in the work and doing the things. His channel might be bigger than ours now. But if you guys aren't already over there, if you guys aren't already subscribed, go ahead and get over there to MC Recovery and Relapses channel and subscribe just to at least bump the brother's numbers up. He's out here working. He's in the streets. So MC, do me a favor, bro. Copy and paste your channel link, the link to your channel in the comment section, please. I don't ask very many people to do that, but I'd love for you to do that so that people can get to you. So thank you so much, bro. Yeah, I've had just about enough of this. And see Chance the Rapper. And see,
before I let y'all politicize this or memify this, I just got to say, I am glad that Larry Hoover is home.
He's not home. You see what I'm saying, Broken Blade?
Yeah.
Right. It shows. It just shows the ignorance, and it really busts it. It just makes me so sad. It just makes me so sad because this is like you got millions of people that are about to hear what you have to say, and it's incorrect. It's incorrect. It's incorrect. This is actually what made me fired up. This knucklehead, right? This right here. This is what what actually kind of pulled the trigger on it. I saw this and I was like, yo, this is crazy. This fool is like, you don't even, like, it's like you don't even know how this stuff works. Fuck, that's it, bro. Like, we just don't even know how this stuff, we're under a system that we don't even take the time to learn about. I guess that's what we're doing, huh?
What we're trying to do.
I guess that's what we're trying to do. What time is it? Look, I'm gonna open this up for any of y'all that want to, let's see, come up. I'm gonna put the link in there. We're gonna do a little, let some of y'all come up and hang out for a minute. You must cam up, please. You must cam up. The only time you can't, the only people that can't cam up know that they can't cam up, and they know not to even ask, just to let you know. So I'm gonna put the link here. You can come up, but you must cam up. You must cam up. Only those that know that they don't have to cam up don't have to cam up. If you don't know for a fact that you can't cam up, then that didn't apply to you. Shit, man. Like, what is this, bro? What is this? Like, this is where we're at. This is where we're at. This is where we're at, bro. This is unbelievable. Unbelievable. I just can't understand why we are like, that's it. Like, give them gold teeth. That's supposed to be enough, huh? Was that catnip for black people? Like, what the fuck what is going on? Now, you know what? Now, I do appreciate Angela Stanton King. Shout out to her. So hopefully she has something good to say. Hold on.
Of the morning, I'm up, I'm out. It is the day after President Donald Trump has pardoned Larry Hoover, an NBA young boy. Listen, a lot of people are upset. They are not happy about President Trump pardoning Larry Hoover. But let me tell you this. Here's my perspective. Larry Hoover has been locked up for over 50 years. Within those 50 years, the government and local police departments have done everything in their power to try to end the gang violence that has swept across this nation. They have been unsuccessful in doing so. Therefore, I am all for them releasing the OGs, putting them back in the community. Let them fix the problems that they created. And you know why they'll be successful? Because they have the respect of the young niggas of the morning.
Young N-words, huh? They have the respect of the young N-words. Can't be losing broken by another. I just celebrate you. Bro, you know what, Solo Dolo? I feel you, dog. I feel you. Sometimes you just gotta laugh at it. What is there to laugh at, bro? They're laughing at us. I don't like people laugh. I don't like to be the joke. I don't like to lose. I don't like to be the fucking ass of the joke. I just don't. I don't. I really don't. And here's a messed up, the cold part about this, and I'm going to admit to this, bro. Like, on some level, I always kind of had this, like, it was anti-black. It was like, I didn't understand why other black people acted ignorant. Because I would say, like, you're acting ignorant, and then these other people are laughing at you, and then I got to deal with it. And so I never spoke out openly about my people or us, but Deion Sanders, perfect example, right? One of the greatest. But like, I understood that by him being so showboaty and fly and all that, and this attitude, like, I understand the negative energy that he was bringing. He was making the block hot in a particular way. And that, I was like, is that okay? Is that good? Or are we, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was conflicted as a kid, right? And the way white supremacy works, it makes all these black people hate themselves. Now, I never hated myself, and I didn't hate black people, but damn, I'll be like, yo, do you know how these people see us? Like, how we're being interpreted? Like, you got to know we're being looked at as silly, ignorant. Like, you got to know that. Like, are you doing that on purpose? Like, should I care? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you? Is there a rhyme or reason to it? Right. For the same reason, it's like this, Broken Blade. I always wondered if black women, they wore bright colors and like super bright outfits and just like been like crazy, obnoxious, bright. I'm like, do you wear that because you like those colors, or do you wear that because you want to get action out of people? Which one is it? You know what I'm saying? Shout out to MC. What are you doing, sir?
Hey, yeah.
Good to see you, man. So that's so you know what I'm saying? Does that make any sense? Is that question is that weird? Right? Like it's like do you like the colors and you like to be like, do you like that? Or are you doing this just to be seen and be the talk of the town? Like, are you trying to gather that, or is it attention seeking? Because if it's attention seeking, then why would you do that? MC, I'm glad you can, you know what? I'm gonna put you on the spot, bro. Which one is it? Do black women, and welcome to the broadcast, bro. Good to see you.
All right, thanks, y'all.
Do you think the B-dubs, do you think they wear the bright, crazy colors because they like them? Or do you think that they wear the bright, crazy colors because they want to be the center of attention?
Well, I think that they wear it because they want to fit in to be to compete for the center of the attention.
But not necessarily because they like the colors.
Right. They may like a few of the colors, but it's still they competing among themselves. That's the ironic thing about it. They ain't competing for us.
Yeah. Right. So you damn right they ain't. So what I'm saying is just that so as a kid, I've always been like all the crazy rambunctious energy and attitudes that we are known for. I'm like, are we doing this? Or are we conducting ourselves this way to get attention? Or are we doing it just because we like to do it this way? I never understood. But here's the thing. I never got to the point to where I spoke poorly on black people. Whereas right now we're hearing all this black fatigue bullshit, and these racists are using this as an excuse to down, and they totally hijack the meaning. Oh, I gotta talk to Uncle D about this.
Yeah, true.
Shout out to Uncle D. We gotta talk to Uncle D.
Hey, I work with Uncle D, football classmate.
Did you?
I know. I literally work with him every day at work. And today we was at a Arise Black Male Summit, and what you were just discussing was what the B-Dubs does.
Mm-hmm.
One of the brothers from post-traumatic hood disorder said this word called PSYOP. PSYOP, like they don't even know that they doing it. We don't even know that we could have a gang member right in the family, put them in the car, drive them to the liquor store, and we ain't never addressing why is you doing this stuff of that nature. We have drive-bys in the neighborhood. We ain't addressing. We know that look is out there, and that means that this is what you're up to, but we're not. We didn't got to the place where where it's PSYOP. It's almost like the what is that movie that Jamie Foxx was in? The Cowboy Django.
Okay. So we just don't want to rock the boat.
Yep. It's like we ain't rocking the boat, but it's worse than that. It's like the boat is rocking and we just going with it,
pretending like it's not.
Yeah. We're just going with it, like we don't need the KKK no more.
Yeah.
We don't need none of that. See, we just going with it.
I understand that.
We know people's on drugs. We know this. We just going with it.
Yeah, and that could because nobody likes to be unliked, right? Nobody wants to be the person that's the odd man out, and I understand that. Real quick, shout out to Solo Dolo from the clouds. Salute to you. Right here again, the live stream with the Rise Black Male Summit today. That's good. Tell me real quick, what were the highlights? I'm gonna give you an opportunity. What were the highlights? Give me like top 2 highlights of
one of them was when someone said, like, we all used to be sons. We never was trained to be sons. We didn't know what being a son was like. And another highlight was for a father to actually apologize to his son because he never knew what a father was like. What what was the role of being a father because he didn't have his father? Yeah. And then he didn't know how to be a son to his father because he didn't have it.
Yeah. Interesting.
That's like, wow.
Yeah, because I mean it makes a lot of sense. That makes a whole bunch of sense, bro. That makes
they address some of the hip hop lyrics that has got us in FOB.
FOB. Okay.
That gangster rap got us FOB.
Okay.
We know this music is doing that,
Yeah.
but yet we.
Do you ever think about how? And real quick, let me give you a quick salute, real fast. Salute to you, bro. Salute to you. Do you? And I have a theory about this, about when it seemed like when rap changed.
Mm-hmm.
Do you ever pinpoint that? Do you ever talk about that?
Well,
Like,
you know, I'm
or
on that
did it?
committee with the old school rap, like L.A. Dream Team, Uncle Jam Army.
Okay.
Uncle Jam Army was the first rave type of party, get down with you know the best DJs in town.
Okay. So it was still like a party.
Yeah. We used to do arena parties and have pop locking battles and stuff, you know. She with referee shirts on, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Now you're showing off. Now you're showing off.
But that turn was when they put that thing right on the record to validate, because 1 minute they was pushing that you know this is art.
Mm.
How is killing and drive-by art that they just sharing?
Okay. So that's kind of what I was that's kind of what I was getting to. That's kind of what I was getting to. So because I was thinking about it, I'm like NWA. I remember NWA, but when NWA, they were talking about corrupt cops.
Right.
They're, you know, like even Ice Cube's like Today Was a Good Day, right? Like there was no gang banging. Like he was like, yo, just roll around, hooked up with a lady friend, did this, did that, whatever. And then, you know, and cops decided not to press me today, right? But that was it. And then it went. And then
it was a storyline.
Yeah, they were still
storyline.
And then it went from telling stories to like bang bang pow pow, you know, pop your block off.
That makes sense. Yeah.
I'm like, the message got subverted. It's interesting because it went from, because when they started calling it gangster rap, it wasn't really gangster rap. It was like, yo, we're out here on these streets and these cops are corrupt. Like LA, you know, whatever's, and like New York, you know, stop and frisk and pressing us and doing all this stuff. And they were rapping about that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It was like almost overnight. Like, I don't even know if when
they was rapping about it, it almost slowed down a bit.
Yeah.
We wasn't getting pulled over as much unless you was in a big pack and they knew you was the gangbanger.
Mm.
But it was like when they knew we was playing basketball and stuff like that, we are the ones that would get overlooked. So at my job, we're trying to figure out how to get them guys towards us. Them guys, the ones that, you know, they live in that community, but they're scared to go over here and they don't even bang. How do we reach them?
Mm.
So we're doing it bit by bit. Someone challenged me, told me yesterday that they want someone to use their nonprofit because it's some funding for people to teach trades. So after this scream, I'm gonna go and hang out with my old school buddies. And these are people from the neighborhood. One of them a truck driver, but the other one, we ain't got no trade. I had a trade, but I chose to do the mental health for it. Machinist, CNC machinist. So I would need a refresher course.
Of course. But I mean, but at this stage of the game, I think you're more valuable doing what you're doing now because you understand the game, right? And so you're so we're about to go into a little bit.
That's why I'm pushing my YouTube hard. So the funding for that will go for a building, and then shoot, just give me 3 weeks. I bet you I find some brothers that's willing to donate some time to teach some trade.
Man, I got know an old man. I know an old man down where I'm from. The next door neighbors that is a master welder.
See?
And I think I'm about to take, and I was like, man, if you could have us, and because he's you know, some people that I could tell he wanted, because I didn't have enough time. Hey, I was coming to helping my parents. I didn't have enough time to be down there. And I could tell that he wanted to pass some information on to me.
Got to.
You know what I mean? And like he didn't have, I think his son ain't worth it. You know, just doesn't. I just don't think him and his son get along, in which I understand. Me and my pops are at odds, so I understand it. But I could tell that this man wanted to pass his information on, and I'm trying to get back down there and maybe do a couple of weeks and pick up some welding from him, because
because they pushing that. Yesterday, I was at the young man group, and a 26-year-old was encouraging them, saying, "I went to Trade Tech. Hey, I ain't got no student loans. I'm 26-year-old. I'm a plumber. Guess what? I can work anywhere on the world where there's toilets." And then them young guys was like locked in.
Yeah, because they're looking for answers, bro. We don't. I'm telling, we don't. Like, I know that everybody wants to think that. Again, the messaging has always been that we're less than, we're not as intelligent, we're not as this, that, or the other thing. And the reality is that there's been so many very sharp young men that I have bumped into that they were looking for answers. They were like, look, all the places where I'm supposed to have legitimate answers, I'm not getting the answers, the appropriate answers. I'm not getting the proper direction. There's not enough young, strong Black men that have their stuff together that are giving me the right kind of information, right? Because what I'm doing already isn't working. What I'm doing isn't working.
Yeah, working for somebody else sometimes just don't work.
It doesn't work. Well, because
it worked for them, but not.
Shout out to Sherman. He says, "I've been preaching for years. Brothers need to do trades. I do carpentry, and there are hardly any brothers in carpentry."
And they're looking for them.
They absolutely are. Honest living with your hands. I'm 28, and earn an honest living from the trades. Absolutely. And again, everybody is bitching about AI. Everybody's bitching about AI. And look, man, look, the toilets don't flush themselves.
But
when you flip the light switch,
don't come on by themselves.
They don't come on by themselves. Somebody's gonna have to, if something breaks, somebody's gonna have to go fix it.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, man. I don't know if I should even say this out loud. Like, bro, look at this bullshit, bro. Look at this. We let this MFer,
James Highsmith and Leonard Longstreet.
We let this MFer talk about us so much. This is 1090 Jake. This dude would be on the internet talking about gangbang stuff. Right. And he's got a very profitable YouTube channel. And you know what he does? Oh, Broken Blade. This is the guy. Like, this is the you know what Drewski was doing?
Yeah.
You know he was imitating? Him.
Oh, wow.
This guy's allegedly a blood. Allegedly. Been to prison and all that mess. But he's got a YouTube career on spreading Black people bullshit. So-and-so got this. So it's story time. I don't want to give him no shine. Don't go to his channel. F this dude. You know what I do? I still want him in his, because I'm surprised I'm not blocked by now on this guy. This guy. Every time I see a video of him, I jump right in the comments and I say, you ain't shit without Black people. What would you do if there weren't Black people for you to talk about? What would you do if you didn't have Black people? You have zero talent. Zero talent. Yeah. If it weren't for you talking smack about Black people, you wouldn't have shit to do. Shout out to I believe his name is Ant with Urban Politics TV. It's an N-word neater. That's what he calls them, an N-word neater. He needs us, because if he doesn't have us, he doesn't have anything to talk about. This is the kind of shit I'm talking about, bro. Yeah. This right here. Listen to this knucklehead. He shouldn't even be able to speak on this shit.
Gangsta Disciple founder Larry Hoover apparently got popped back in 1968, and this is the Chicago Tribune article detailing what he said to police. This is James Highsmith and Leonard Longstreet, the two men that Hoover said popped him and got arrested for it. 2 years later, Hoover would get revenge when he took out a 19-year-old, and 3 years after that, a 24-year-old was kidnapped. Now, the kidnapping victim was found unalive, and a witness to the kidnapping was...
What the fuck are we talking about here? Who let this guy in the house? Who let this guy in the house?
Yeah, straight up, Solo. Facts.
Oh man.
All one below.
Shit, he like shit. It's clout chasing, all kind of chasing time. Like say, hey, I might well get in on some of this money. Well, and then our boy Skip is like the representative for the ceasefire committee of Southern California, and shit. He like, man, he's trying to do peace, and what is that guy trying to do? Propaganda.
Purely propaganda. 110%. Here we go. Let's hear what these people got to say.
Going around with. Now, we talked to Larry Hoover's son because I was trying to get clarification for you guys on what this actually means and what the state level looks like for Larry Hoover right now. There was so much misinformation going around with a lot of people thinking that, what we saw yesterday with Trump and everything that was announced with Larry Hoover meant that your dad was going to walk out of, federal prison and, be clear of everything. Like right now.
Right. He's been held under state law and he has been held under federal law all at the same time. He still had 2 cases to fight. So now he's dealing with the state case.
I know that you guys have like this movement that you're trying to do where when it comes to the state things, you guys are asking for like local leadership that would actually be able to do anything. So is it like lessen the sentence or what are you asking for on the state level?
Okay, so my father is actually a C number. And C numbers were because, people have a misunderstanding of everything that's going on. People are talking about the narrative of who they say my father is and what he has done. We're going back to his state case. And he was sentenced as a C number. C number were men that were sentenced in the 70s, and they gave him indeterminate sentence. So his sentence was to be at least 200 years, and he has to go to the parole board. They don't have a determined amount of time. And when my father went to be paroled,
don't have a determined. When did they pass that law? When did they slip that in?
Yeah.
When did our civil? When was it okay for our when was it okay for you to civilly to be able to do that? When did they do that? You see what I'm saying? Like, what are we even talking about? And like, we just sit here and take this shit, and nobody says anything. Nobody steps up. And all these people that are like, black, vote for the black person, and they want us to vote for her because she's black, and they don't do shit for black people except for slide in jacked up policies. Where are the policies that undo these things?
last time they said that he didn't do what they needed him to do, even though he was in the ADX, and there was no way possible for him to do it.
And then when I posted it online, I knew that the natural pushback would be, but this man is responsible for, like I mentioned, there is alleged drug trafficking, extortion, and murder. Mm-hmm. So I asked his son, like, this is how people feel. They feel like we're glorifying someone who caused all of these things in the community. What do you say to that? And here's what he said.
People that say that, they don't understand who he is. They listen to the narrative of people that don't know what they're talking about. Can they tell you people that he has caused to be killed, or that he has said kill or killed himself? He's been in prison all of this time. Right now, we're fighting a state case that happened when he was 22 years old, when he was a baby. And they said that he gave the call for somebody to be murdered. And his rappy on the case said that he did the murder and he was released. That's what we're fighting with right now, right? The stuff that those people are talking about are hearsay, rumors. I'm not saying that my father wasn't in leadership at one point and wasn't involved in the streets, but he's had transformation. He was a illiterate, dyslexic child when he went to jail. He taught himself how to read. He taught himself how to become a man. He educated himself. He went to college. He became a paramedic. He taught classes. They need to hear real information instead of listening to rumors that have been passed around the city. They know about Larry Hoover. They would understand that he wants the same thing that these people want. He's a peaceful individual. He's for everything for black people. And my father has rehabilitated himself. He has transformed from the young man that he once was. And he deserves redemption. He's a senior. He's an elderly man. This picture behind me is not who he is right now.
Larry Hoover is not, there's no welcome home Larry Hoover parties today or tomorrow. It's not happening. They're trying to get things handled on the state level. But even if so, what I think and what they're trying to do is they want less. They know that there's no way that he's going to walk free 100%, but they want less. They feel like it's over excessive. And as you heard his son say, they feel like he's a changed person now. He should be looked at as that.
Yeah, 200 years of prison. Which I can't see it happening only because of who the government
is. Hey, I'm at the jet on out and go over here.
It's all good, bro. It's good to see you. It's good to see you up in here, bro.
Yeah, thank you, boy. And I thank you for teaching me how to speed the screen up.
Oh,
because I've been doing reaction ones, and then I be like, shit, I forgot to thank him because I didn't know how to do it until I was watching you.
That's what's up. Yeah, man.
That's one day. And
that's what's up.
Shout out. That's how that goes. Thanks.
Yeah, speed it up. Sometimes, well, because look, I don't know about y'all, but I need it. You know what I'm saying? So I listen at least 2 times speed. And then even when we're on here, I speed it up. And then of course, I think you can kind of get away with a little bit of, the copyright. The copyright police ain't quite on you. If you get it up to like 1.5, it's a little harder for this, So you can. That gives you a little bit of a buffer for stuff that might normally, But yeah, do that. Anyways, man, it's good to have you on here, bro. I really.
Learning. I was like, I really don't need this part, but I want you to hear it.
Yeah.
And then so I can get back to boom.
Yeah. No, good
So
stuff.
So I'll be struggle screaming, but that helps.
It's all good, man. It's good to see you, bro. Thank you so much for coming through, bro. Appreciate you.
And my son did his prom, and I hooked him up, baby.
Did
Check
you?
it out on my Facebook page.
Okay.
Boy. He
Okay.
got velvet green jacket, the 55 Chevy Bomb that's green like the blazer, and his shoes. And he said, "Dad, I was the only one wearing suspenders."
That's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up. I like that. Classy. Classy.
And he had a pop locking battle and stuff like that.
I mean, of course. Hey, you stay on point, bro. I really appreciate that. That's what's up. That's my homeboy MC.
And this is my merch that I'm selling.
Okay. South Central LA. Go get you a lid. Do you have a link for that too? You got a link?
I'm trying to learn it. But in public, this is 30.
Yeah, I feel 30. You.
So if you see me in the spot, 30, but this are the black one.
Okay.
But if I gotta mail it to you, 35.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna get with you on that. I need one.
But I'm trying to learn how to do that. So I'm gonna find a screen.
MC, talk to me on the backside. We'll talk, bro. Yeah. Talk to me on the backside. I can do this. I can do that stuff.
Oh, sure. Okay.
Yeah. Get with me on the other side. We'll talk about it.
All right,
good stuff, bro. Glad
you
came through.
About that Detroit NASCAR stuff too.
Yeah.
Man, because my uncle out there and Anton, we're gonna talk on the backside.
Yeah. Absolutely, bro.
That Detroit thing.
Okay, for sure. All right, man. I'll talk to you later. Thank you.
Okay.
Salute to you. Let's see.
Salute.
Anyways, Broken Blade. So yeah, this is you got brothers crying and stuff. It's like he ain't coming home, you idiot. How ignorant are you looking? And I mean, this is not even.
Started it all off. He put us on the platform. He took us to the White House on his platform when he didn't have to do that.
The video of the bro crying. That's why Van had this position for so long.
Who's that? Van Jones?
Yeah. Well, just do we naturally respond to that as a community? Facts, solo dolo.
Man. Like, cause that's what that's what it feels. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a joke. It's a distraction. Like all of this, like what should we really be focused on, right? Like we should really be like they are passing legislation, y'all. The money is going away. Like the organizations that have been protecting consumers, the consumer protection people and consumer protection, like they are they're stripping that stuff down, right? Like they're taking those things away. They're giving these people the ability to. They're the people. This is Braxton, right?
Yeah, this is me.
What's up, bro? How you doing, sir? How you doing, bro?
I'm good. And y'all?
Good. What's new with you, bro? Are you super excited that Larry Hoover got his federal charges commuted?
Well, I only heard of Larry Hoover. I never looked into who he was. I only heard his name before. I just know who he is just by name, but but as for his case, I really do not know what to say about his case and him being what pardoned. He was pardoned or he was released or?
No, they just commuted his sentences, his federal charges. So what happened was he got put in jail behind a a bang bang pow pow deletion in 19. What did we say? Broken Blade, was it 73?
73, yeah.
73, and they sentenced him to 150 to 200 years. And then in 1997, the FBI found a way to railroad him, and from inside jail, somehow they managed to prove that he was committing more crimes, and then they went ahead and added on some federal charges too. And so Trump basically squashed his federal charges, but he's still serving the 150 to 200.
Oh, I see.
And everybody is running off half cocked like something special is happening. It's like, oh sweet. So Trump undid what the corrupt FBI did, but not the other stuff. Okay, bet. Because he doesn't have the power to do that stuff. He can't take away state charges.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, that sounds halfway decent, but still, he's still serving out basically a life sentence.
Yep. And I'm just tripping on how everyone is reacting. Like, are we really this like
this shit, man? Boondocks up. The granddad and Thomas Duval arguing while Monster found a way to make a hustle, walked off with some money while everybody else is bickering and bitching about it.
Exactly it. I don't. Anyways, man, this is enough for me. This is all I really wanted to. I just wanted to get some of this off my chest. What's new, Braxton? What should we be paying attention to? What's hot what's hot off the presses right now? What's on your radar?
Let's see. That's a number of things.
A number of things.
Yeah, I'm trying to narrow it down a bit. So you mean anything relating to Black Americans or?
No, man, whatever you feel, whatever. We're about to, I'm just gonna keep it light as we slide up on out of here. But I figure, what's on your radar?
Yeah, well, I guess so far some celebrity passings. One of them being of Brian McKnight's son. One of his sons. It said in the post that his estranged son had died from cancer. I don't know how he was. He looked like he might have been in his, I don't know, early 30s, maybe, I assume, or late 20s, or maybe a bit older. And the actor who did the physical role, not the voice, but the physical role of Chucky, had also passed away. And one of the Duck Dynasty members had also passed away. I think his name was Phil. And an actress from MASH, she just now died. From the series MASH.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay, Matt.
Yeah.
Interesting. So Brian McKnight's son, how did he said cancer, huh?
Yeah, I don't know what type of cancer. It just said cancer.
Interesting. Yo, man, we talked about that. They found a way to kind of give us that quick acting cancer. Is that what they call it? Fast moving cancer. They figured out how to handle that. Oh, snap. Shout out to Tariq Nasheed. Nasheed.
Super juicy.
Huh? Hold on. Shout out to Tariq Nasheed. What in the hell? What in the tether talk?
C'est juicy, bro. Super juicy. Let me feel it. Super juicy.
It has a tail on it, bro. What is that? Does that look familiar to y'all?
Maybe a boar.
Nah, dog. Did you see the tail on that
yeah,
thing?
yeah.
Watch. Look. Let me run this. Look right here. Look at the tail on this thing. By his head, right here. Look at the tail. That's not a tail of a boar? What is that? What the fuck? What is that? This is Nigeria. What the hell
I was
is
just
that?
about to say that too.
Yeah, they have tails.
Okay,
They can have tails.
but it's like aren't they like smaller though? Am I tripping? Does that tail not look extra big? I could be
They
wrong.
have tails. I just Google it.
Yeah,
They have tails like that.
if they got tails like that. Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Yikes. Okay. I mean, if it's a pig, if it's a boar, it's pork. It's wild pork, but it's pork. All right. I just damn that you're right. It does. Boars do have a longer tail. You know what? I'm okay. Oof, eef. Oh, let's hear what the sister girl got to
fucking
say.
horrible to me. Like a really traumatic situation where this guy, where he was just like so fucking.
I think this is a tether, no, or not a tether, swirler, right? Isn't this the swirler? Here, let's let her tell us her story about how she, got mistreated by the white man.
Like a really traumatic situation where this guy, where he was just like so fucking horrible to me, and he just treated me like a stupid black bitch, and it was like so painful for me. And everybody was like, "Well, you're the fucking dumbass because you stayed, and you're just a stupid black bitch because you let him treat you like one." And like, I know that the situation was my fault because I should have just left, but like, it really fucking hurt because like I had sex with him and he basically just like used me for sex. He was like white guy in a frat. And so basically I ended up seeing him at Target when I was there with my old best friend like at the time. And he wouldn't look me in the eyes. He wouldn't say anything. It was like he was ashamed of me and just like embarrassed. Which is like how most people get about me, and it was like so fucking painful. And so I stood up for myself and said what I needed to say to him. And he ran away from me when I was speaking to him. And my friend was like, "That's humiliating. Like she was like, you just embarrass yourself, and like that's pathetic for you as a black woman to do something that stupid." Like, it hurt so fucking bad because I wasn't even worth being looked in the eye. Like, it hurt so fucking bad. And looking back, and that was the guy who, like, when I asked him to stop during sex, he held me down. Like, that happened a few months after the Target situation. And I was, like, telling my friends, I was like, I'm just
Whoa.
fed up.
Whoa. Did I hear what I just thought I heard?
I heard that.
What's up, Cody Marshall? How you doing, sir? Welcome to the broadcast. Hold on a second. Hold on. Let me back this up. Hold on.
Rewind the tape. Rewind the tape.
Hold on. Let me
rewind the tape.
Hold on. Wait a minute. What did she say again? Hold on.
Do something that stupid.
He told her to what? You told him to what?
It hurt so fucking bad because I wasn't even worth being looked in the eye. Like, it hurt so fucking bad. And looking back, and that was the guy who, like, when I asked him to stop during sex, he held me down. Like, that happened a few months after the Target situation.
After the Target situation. I thought I was tripping. Okay, go ahead.
And I was like telling my friends, I was like, I'm just fed up being treated like this. It's like every person that I would run into would do this shit to me, like take advantage of me.
Every person?
And they were like, then just don't be a stupid black bitch with a fat ass. And it was like so painful for me. Because I feel like if I tell anybody, they'll just tell me to stop being a stupid slut. And it's like, this is like the last place. Because like I can't talk to my friends about it. Like I can't talk to my parents about this. And like my therapist doesn't understand. Like I had so much pain right now. Like it was already difficult enough as it is. Like I was growing up, I didn't hate myself.
So like Brad was pounding that ass, bro.
He must have been. I mean, dickmatized. She must have been.
Yes.
But she went back though.
Yeah.
After being held down when she was told this, when he said stop, and then he held her down and she stayed, and she did it again.
Nasty work, man.
Hurt so bad and it feels so good, huh?
Cody crazy. Cody crazy.
What a shame.
The Valley Port for Braxton, man.
Which one was
The
that?
dude was in the frat, so put it in the back chat. Dude was in the frat, so there could have been some initiation or something.
I mean, we are not, again, guys, on some level, we seem to be entertainment to them for a lot of things. And I know that's a
Lustful things, pretty much.
That's a pretty broad. Well, not just lustful things, bro. NBA, NFL, boxing, like think about this for a second. What would boxing be if it was nothing but white dudes? Would anybody watch it?
It'll be air gloves. I don't know.
Right? I don't know. It just seems, I'm not to say that no one, I'm not saying, I'm sure you would get some. What I'm saying is that people wouldn't have the same kind of like enthusiasm for it.
It would not have had as much ratings. I get what you're saying.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like if all of the NBA were white dudes, would we be watching?
Absolutely not.
I mean, they do it in other countries. I get that, I guess. Right? There's other countries, but maybe.
Really be similar, like slightly better.
Different sports, right? Different sports. Like the violent
boxing
sports
might do okay still, because like MMA, you got some good fighters of all races, but NBA, that's doubtful.
Same thing with the NFL.
Yeah. Well, and
NFL
you got to look at the
and
market
track
too.
racing.
If you look at
say what?
What'd you say?
Go ahead, Cody.
Oh, like Spain, like certain parts of Europe, and what is it? Philippines. They like basketball. It's huge there.
For sure.
And
No, I'm
you know,
kind of
it's
saying
very.
I'm kind of saying in this country. I'm kind of saying in this country because we're one of the only countries that has successfully been able to take a completely different group of people, put them in and put them in the population, but somehow still manage to keep them separate. Does that make any sense? It's the only country that's been able to do that. I don't think you guys understand how special we are in this country, right? They tried to do it in South Africa. What does South Africa look like? Try to do that in Israel. What does Israel look like? India, the Brits left. They got the hell up out of there, right? What other colonized country where the people come in or they bring in a separate group of people, brown people, and then where has that ever happened? This is the only place where it's successfully been done for real. Where like we walk around like even though we got what we got, but even Brazil, they hide their black people in Brazil. Like they don't even let their black people on TV in Brazil.
Hide them in Mexico too.
Yeah.
Mexico, right? So I'm saying like here, if all the black people just stopped playing basketball, stopped playing football, and it was just nothing but white dudes, would people watch? I don't know. I'm only asking.
They would have watched it. It wouldn't have had. They still watch it. It wouldn't. The sports, like, well, any type of entertainment sport, it would not
Really
be
traumatic
as popular.
And
it wouldn't have been. Yeah, and it wouldn't have been as entertaining and interesting. But that's just pure. Like, if Black Americans stop, period. Like, if Black Americans stop, period, everything else stops too.
That's what I'm thinking, bro. That's what I'm thinking. Germany paid over $89 billion in reparations to survivors. The United States paid $1.6 billion to the Japanese Americans interned during World War II. Black Americans have received $0 for 246 years of slavery. just to go on ahead and put those statistics out there, because you know what? That stuff matters. The Chinese got paid too, by the way. Anyway, I'm glad I got a chance to do this real quick. Woman says she's been doing life all wrong and is ready to submit to a husband in order to get rid of the stress of working a job. I will listen, cook, support your business, be your secretary.
Nice. I'm gonna look pretty. I'm gonna stay in shape. I'm gonna go for walks. To fix it. I'm ready for a husband. I'm ready to sit down and be quiet. I'm ready to listen. I'm ready to listen. I'm ready to wear matching outfits. I'm ready to go to the family events and be quiet and let you talk. I'm gonna bring you a plate. I'm gonna fix you a nice plate. I promise. I'm gonna make you a drink. I make cocktails. I'm gonna look nice. I'm gonna look pretty. I'm gonna stay in shape. I'm gonna go for walks. What do you need? Do you need me to support you? I'm gonna support you. I'm gonna help you build that business. Matter of fact, I'm gonna be your secretary. What do you need? God, I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm tired. This job done wore me out, y'all. They done wore me out about this job. Everything done wore me out. I done did wrong. I done mismanaged. I done mismanaged my life up here at this point. I need a life manager, and I think the life manager that I'm looking for is a husband. I'm gonna fix it. I'm ready for a husband. I'm ready to sit down.
Braxton, do you believe her?
I say whoever she was talking about, he's also ready to get his passport and take trips overseas. So no, I'm not too much believing it at all.
Yeah.
No, I know. I just still get a feminist undertone vibe. So no.
I think I do too.
Now she means okay. Now, if she needs me, like I'm just going off from what I believe. I'm not saying that this is her true intentions, but if it is, she's like I say, it's still a feminist undertone there. So she will be doing all that to better her situation. Not here's a both of theirs, just her. She's still trying to get something out of it for her own self.
Yeah. I think she'd get a ring and then all of a sudden she'd flip and turn right back to who she really is. This is an act right here.
Yes,
This is
it's
an
all
act.
a power, Greg. It was all a power move on her part.
Yeah.
If so.
Nah, go ahead. What were you gonna say, Rocket Blade?
Let alone for a couple years, then divorced.
Yeah. She's like, nah, I'm gonna get back on the. I'm gonna get my stuff back together, take your money, and then just divorce you and take half your shit. Yeah, got you. Cody, do you believe her? I mean,
The
I don't know.
ship
Maybe
has
she.
sailed like a long time ago, and I sense chameleon vibes with her.
Chameleon vibes.
I don't know.
I think I'm gonna go.
Nah, the people already, black men already bailed, dude. They like the fire, the house is about to burn down. They already bailed up.
Yeah, that's it. Because the majority of the BWs have already been going their way, so black guys are going their own way. Fair game. 5 by 5.
Bye. Does anybody understand what the hell is going on here? Hold on a second. I'm gonna need some help with this one. So I believe this lady is about to be like, I think they're gonna have her play like Christ or something in a movie. I think that's coming up. Like they're doing the whole I mean, they're about to stomp all over Christianity, bro. Hold on.
Is that Cynthia
Why she
Erivo?
look like Pinhead?
I think I don't know what her name is. I just know she's an actress. I don't know her name though exactly.
Without the needles.
No, Cynthia's darker than that, so never mind. It's not her.
I mean, I don't know what country she's from, but what are we?
I can't. No.
What are we doing?
Wokeness.
What is going on here? I'm pretty sure this is the lady though that's supposed to be playing Jesus in a movie coming up soon. I'm dead serious. I don't know the lady's name. Yeah, see, he said that's Cynthia. That's her. He's whatever her name. I think that's. Yeah, and I'm with you on that. Like, wait, what?
Okay. Mm-mm.
Okay, so I was right. Solo Dolo said, "Yep, that is Cynthia Erivo, the actress and singer."
Oh, she sings too.
Yep.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Why? Wokeness has really went too far.
Well, that's how they want us to think about black. It's either something like this, where you can't tell what the hell it is. And where I'm from, we call this a what the fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck this is. We call this a what the fuck.
But yep, she is one hell of a singer.
Is
She
she?
is a good singer.
Okay.
Yeah.
I shout out to her. I mean, we just got to
You're
do
a
something
great
about.
singer, but man, I sense Klingon vibes with her.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah. And another thing about her, Alvin, is that she's also from the UK, and what else we get? She's from the UK, and and she's Nigerian.
Nigerian, yeah.
Nigerian. Mm-mm.
Anyway, but salute to all you guys. Thank you.
Nice to see one with natural hair.
Say what?
Nice to see one with natural hair.
Yeah, it's Meg the Stallion. That's who put Tory Lanez in jail. That's who lied about her getting shot. That's the liar right there. The fibber.
If she could put him in jail, she could put you in jail too.
Facts.
Has she been Kahoof? Now has she been any other? Has she been any other ethnicity or color outside of black, but especially if she had been white, they would have been giving more heat to Tory. Like I said, they wouldn't have been defending her. They would have been attacking him even more. Blah blah blah. You see that? You see that? Brothers. You need to stay away from that. No.
Yeah.
So no.
That's true.
I said both are equally as dangerous.
That's true. That's true.
The spook that sat by the
door. Just imagine if it was on Tory Lanez and Carrie Underwood. Who just imagine that.
Oh, he already been hung up. He'd already been. Well, but again, it was an opportunist situation. Y'all don't really remember. If you really go back to the dates, bro. It was a week before it came out that like he shot her. You know what I'm saying? Like it was just shenanigans all the way up until there, and then no one was having sympathy, and then her story changed, and then no one had sympathy, and then the story changed again. And then all of a sudden, Tory's like, wait a minute, whoa. If you even look, he didn't even say nothing about the bang, bang, pow, pow at first, because it was like, that was part of the story, but that wasn't even like it was him. So I'm good on
that. You had a house like wow, and you were starting to follow that too and catch on. Like I said, when it comes to your story in court, stick to your first original story. Do not change it up.
Yeah. It was, I mean, again, bro, it was an opportunity for the record companies when they saw what happened, and then they started to feel like, oh, we might be able to spin this and get this dude out the way. Let's spin it and get this dude out the way. Because that was never even the story in the first place. In fact, I'd be willing to say that Meg didn't even want to put that on him. It didn't even sound like she wanted to put it on anybody. She was just like, let's get out of this thing. It just seemed like it was just the way that they pushed it at the end. Anyways, man, salute to everybody that came through. I hate to abruptly end this broadcast, but I'm trying to keep it under 2 hours. So salute to everybody that came through. Thank you guys so much. I really, truly appreciate you. And you know what? We're going to catch you guys in the next one. We're going to do something this weekend for sure. I'll talk to you later. We are out.